This person fell in love with you. Yes, you, and it wasn't in a light or superficial way. She fell in love with who you truly are, with what you awaken in her, with that unique energy that only you carry. It's the kind of love that has no logical explanation, because the heart doesn't ask for permission. It just happens. At the beginning, she tried to resist. Maybe she thought that the age difference would be a problem, an obstacle too big to ignore. She heard that little voice in her head saying, "What will people think? Does this make sense?" But every time she was near you, all of that lost its importance. Because the way you look at the world, how you smile, how you make her feel alive, all of that started to grow inside her until the feeling became inevitable. The truth is, she chose you. Despite all the doubts, all the social conventions, she decided to listen to her heart. And that's not easy. Loving someone with an age gap requires courage, strength, and above all, honesty. And she has all of that because you are worth it. You brought a freshness, a lightness to her life, something she might have forgotten existed. She finds herself smiling at simple things. She feels alive again. Not because you make her forget her age, but because you remind her of what really matters. Living in the now, without fear, without regret. And you also see something special in her, don't you? Maybe a maturity that comforts you, an experience that teaches you, and a presence that brings you security. With her, you can be yourself without needing to hide. She doesn't judge, she doesn't demand. She simply sees you as you are and truly accepts you. This type of love needs no explanation. It needs no approval. Because when you are together, everything makes sense. Every conversation, every glance, every touch has a weight that words cannot describe. It is as if time stops and the world outside no longer matters. She decided to surrender to this feeling, despite the risks. Because loving someone with such intensity, with such truth, is an act of courage. And she chose to have this courage for you. So, don't forget this. Someone looked at you, at who you are in your purest and truest state, and saw something no one else saw. She chose to love you, not for what you have, not for what you appear to be, but for who you truly are. And that is rare. Perhaps you will face challenges. Perhaps people will talk. But what does it matter? What matters is what exists between you two. Something real, something strong, something that defies time and expectations. And if at any moment you doubt, if you question whether this is worth it, remember, she didn't need a logical reason to love you. She just felt it. And the love that is born from the heart, without rules or conventions, is the truest there is. Now take a deep breath and feel it. Feel what it means to have someone who chose you, with all your qualities, with all your imperfections. Someone who is willing to face the world to live this love. And if this message touched you, if it made sense, don't ignore it. Sometimes life gifts us with something we don't understand immediately, but that changes everything. Because at the end of the day, age is just a detail. What really matters is love. This person truly loves you. A love that isn't afraid to show itself, that doesn't hide behind excuses or insecurities. Because even though she fought against it at first, deep down, she knew. You are the person who makes her feel complete. It's as if upon finding you, something inside her finally clicked. A piece that was missing, and now makes perfect sense. Do you know what's most beautiful about all this? She doesn't love you because of who you could be, or because of a projection of what she wants in someone. She loves exactly who you are, with your flaws, your fears, your uncertainties, and even with that somewhat clumsy way that only you have. She sees your essence, that part of you that many people might not see. She looks inside and finds an entire universe there. And no matter how much she questioned what others might think about the opinions that would arise, she decided, it's worth it. Loving you is worth the risk, worth the challenge, worth every second. Because the truth is, her love for you wasn't born to please the world. It was born to be felt, lived, and above all, respected. She doesn't care about judgments, because when she's by your side, the whole world disappears. It's as if you both exist in a universe just for the two of you. A place where glances speak more than words, where silence is comfortable, and where the presence of the other is enough to make everything worthwhile. And don't think she sees in you just a passing passion or something fleeting. No, She sees a future. She sees the possibility of growing by your side, sharing dreams, facing storms, and building a life where every day is better because you are in it. But understand one thing. Her love for you is strong, but it is not needy. She doesn't need you to survive, but she chooses you, and there is something powerful in that. When someone chooses to stay, not out of dependency, but out of true love, it's because that feeling is real. It's a love that liberates, not imprisons, that welcomes, not imposes, and she loves in that way, freely and fully. And you? Do you realize how lucky you are? To have someone who sees beyond the surface, beyond the labels, beyond what others see. Someone who doesn't cling to the world's expectations and who chooses every day to live this feeling with you. She is willing to face everything, because life has taught her that great loves do not come without challenges. But she also knows that when something is true, nothing can destroy it. Not distance, nor other people's opinions, nor internal fears. And what you have is true. It is pure, it is rare, and it is too beautiful to be ignored. And if at any moment doubt arises, if the voices of the world start to whisper that this doesn't make sense, stop and listen only to your heart. Because in the end, it is the one that knows the truth. It knows that this connection you have is unique. It knows that the way she looks at you, how she listens to you, how she understands every detail of you, is not something common. And that life is too short to deny a love like this. So, don't be afraid. She isn't. She has already chosen to take the risk because she believes in you, believes in both of you. She believes that this love is big enough to face any obstacle. And remember, to truly love someone is a gift. Having someone who sees who you are, with all your lights and shadows, and still decides to stay, is rare. It is precious. And that is exactly what she feels for you. Now, the choice is also yours. This love is right in front of you, ready to be lived, explored, and shared. Do not let it slip away due to fear or insecurity. Because in the end, what really matters is this: the love that makes you feel alive, the love that defies time and overcomes any difference. And if this message moved you, it is because it carries a truth that cannot be ignored. Perhaps it is time to surrender, to say yes to love, to let your heart lead, because after all, age, what people will say, doubts, none of that matters when you find someone who makes you feel so complete. This love is yours, and it deserves to be lived, not tomorrow, not later, but today, because life is made of the now. This love is not perfect, but it is real, and that is what matters. It is not a fairy tale where everything fits together effortlessly, but a meeting of two souls who choose to walk together, even knowing that the path may have curves and thorns. It is the kind of love that demands work, patience, and above all, surrender. But it is also the kind of love that is worth every effort, because it transforms, it heals, and it gives life a greater meaning. You need to understand, this person is not by your side out of convenience. They are not here because it is easy, or because they have no other options. They are by your side because they chose to be. They chose you among all the possibilities in the world, among all the uncertainties, and each day that passes they renew that choice. They see something in you that perhaps you do not see yourself. They see your strength, your kindness, your ability to be genuine, to be human. They see your daily struggle, your silent efforts, your achievements that may go unnoticed by everyone else except them. And she knows that loving someone truly is looking at their flaws without judgment. It's supporting them when they fall and celebrating their victories. It's building a bond that goes beyond the surface, a love that isn't shaken by small storms. Because she knows that love is not a static feeling. It is movement, it is choice, it is constant renewal. Maybe you have already questioned whether you deserve all of this. Maybe you have looked at yourself and thought, why does she love me? What do I have that is so special? And I tell you, you are more than enough. Your existence is valuable. You have a light within you that she saw even when you tried to hide it. And no, you don't need to be perfect. She doesn't want an unattainable ideal, she wants you. With your flaws, your insecurities, your silly habits that only she knows and loves. Because true love does not seek perfection. It seeks truth. And it is in this truth that you two find each other. It is in this vulnerability that love grows. Because when you open your heart to someone, when you allow someone to see your wounds, your fears, your deepest dreams, you are offering the purest part of yourself. And that is what she loved. She loved your courage to be who you are, without masks, without filters. Now I know that the world can be cruel. I know that people will talk, will question, will judge. But so what? What do they know about what exists between you two? What do they know about the look you share, about the conversations that last for hours, about the peace you feel when you're with her? They don't know. And honestly, they don't even need to know. Because this love is yours alone. It doesn't need external validation. It doesn't need to fit into anyone's standards or expectations. It is what it is. Intense, true, and unique. So, don't let fear paralyze you. Don't let doubt steal something so rare. Because true love doesn't knock twice, and when it appears, you have two choices. Either surrender and live something extraordinary, or hide and spend your life wondering, what if? She won't wait forever. Not because she doesn't love you, but because she also deserves someone who has the same courage she had when choosing this love. She deserves someone who looks at all this and says, yes, it's worth it, I want to live this by your side. And deep down you know you want that too. You know that with her you feel alive in a way you may never have felt before. You know that she makes you see the world through different eyes, that she awakens in you a better version of yourself. Because true love does that. It doesn't complete us, but it broadens us. It pushes us to be greater, braver, more complete. So take a deep breath and make a decision. What you have is too rare to be ignored. It's not every day someone looks at you and says, without words, but with every gesture, with every touch, I see you. I love you, and I am here. Don't run from this. Don't deny yourself the chance to live something so profound, because in the end, love is what moves us. It's what gives meaning to our lives. And you deserve to be loved like this. You deserve to live a love that defies time, conventions, and doubts. This person has already done their part. They chose you. Now, the choice is yours. Will you let fear stop you? Or will you grab this chance and live the love you always wanted, but perhaps never had the courage to accept? Time is passing. The now is all we have. Don't let this love slip away. This love you hold in your hands is rare, true, and deserves to be lived. Don't let fear, what others might say, or doubts rob you of the chance to experience something that so many people spend their entire lives searching for. She chose you. She saw who you truly are and decided it was worth it. And now it's up to you to take a step towards this. Open your heart and allow yourself to feel. Life is made up of moments, and these moments don't wait. They come, invite us to act, and if we lack courage, they pass. Don't let this pass. Don't let this opportunity to live something so deep, so unique, slip through your fingers. Because in the end, what truly matters are the connections we create, the stories we share, and the love we choose to live. So, stop for a second and think, are you ready to leave doubts behind and choose love? Are you ready to look at her, at what exists between you two, and say, yes, I want this, I want us? Because the truth is this, she has already made her choice, and now she awaits yours. If you feel what this message has brought, don't ignore it. True love, the one that changes our lives, doesn't come twice. It appears when we least expect it, and gives us the chance to be brave. Allow yourself. Choose to feel. Choose to live. And before you go, I want to know from you. Do you believe that true love overcomes any difference? Have you ever experienced something like this or know someone who has? Comment below because your opinion is important. Let's talk about love, this feeling that defies time, conventions, and doubts. If this message touched you, leave your like and share it with someone who needs to read this today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to follow more reflections like this one. Here we talk about life, love, and everything that truly matters. And who knows, perhaps the next message will be exactly what you need to hear. Remember, love is courage, and you have that courage within you. Choose to live, choose to feel, choose love.